Hello and welcome back to Comtek's Flash Game Unit. Now today we're going to work on the heads-up display, you could say, of the game. So we're going to create a brand new layer. Just put it at the very top. Let's just call it script. Great. Now you can put code directly on layers. So we're going to right-click the layer, click Actions, and we're going to set some global variables. Go underscore global dot score equals 0. Underscore global dot timer equals 100. You can change those numbers to, well, score you probably want at 0, but you can change the timer to whatever you want, but for now, 100 will work. Now you want to make sure your VCam layer is unlocked, and just go over here, and you'll see that there's a big blue box here. Now, inside of it, you'll have an X and a Y variables for setting its X and Y, and we want to get rid of the Y one, so we're just going to comment it out. If it's not there, or it's already commented out, just leave it. You've already done that step. Next, go into the actual layer. There's two layers in here, Actions and Viewfinder. We're not going to touch either of them. We're going to create a new layer. We're going to call it something simple like board, and we're going to create a box inside of it. Now we want to set its X and Y to be roughly the same as our actual viewfinders. So you can drag the X and Y just like that, and then to get the width, so this is 551, we want to set this to 551. There we go. So now if we run the game, now we have a big box at the top of our screen that stays there. It's a little low, so I'm going to raise it up a little. Yeah, that should be good. There. Great. Now we can, you can make it a nicer color or whatever you want. Do that. That looks fine. Now we're just going to step back into the VCam layer, select the back of the board, convert it to a symbol, maybe something simple. Step inside of that. We're going to create a text box. So select your text box tool and make sure that you're not on static text. Static text is, that's your menus, that's your text that doesn't change. We want dynamic text. Now if we just draw a box over here, we can call it, we're gonna leave that empty. Minimize it a little. Go back to static text. And then static text, draw another one, we're just going to call points. Check that. There. This isn't going to look very good on my screen, but hopefully yours will be better. Since this is an awful color combination, I'm just going to go here and select, we're just going to make the board white to blend in with my background. I'll show you how to actually make it invisible later, but for now, white's fine. Now click on your dynamic text, and we're just going to name it point box. Now if we go back out of here, so we can click on the Blackboard movie clip. I have some more code for you guys to add. And this will actually make our score work. So make sure you have it selected, open it up, and just drop the code in. Now we're going back to the main root layer, and we're going to lock all the layers, except for power-ups. Go on that layer, then we're going to draw a coin. Any shape or size you want, or you can import in an image, doesn't really matter. For my purposes, just gonna leave it like that. We're gonna convert it to a movie clip, and we're gonna name it coin. Now I'm just gonna show you a key problem with Flash. If I open up this movie clip, I'm just gonna change it so it's even. I'm gonna make it 75 by 75. If I go back out here, see this bounding box around the coin? That is actually the hit test. We can't normally hit test directly to this rounded bit here. We actually have to hit test this whole box. So if I put it, say, here, go into Actions, and just write a simple code. So if I run this code, so it's going to start saying hit when we are obviously not touching that box. So there's a little workaround that we can do. So we're going to step into the coin, create a new layer, and we're going to draw a box on top of it. Now we're going to convert that to a symbol, and we're going to call it coin hitbox. So now it's going to be it's still going to look a little buggy, but instead of checking for the hit on this hitbox, we're going to cut the code over, go to the black box, and paste it in there. So now we're going to have almost the opposite problem. So now I'm not hitting here, but I'm not hitting here either. So I'd have to jump to get to this hit coin. So for that, you're going to have to either make your coins really small, or you're just going to have to make sure that there's no way that they couldn't hit all of it. So now we're just going to go back into here, make this invisible by going to display, unticking visible. Now to make it actually work, if we go to the tiny coin hitbox and go to the notepad document, there's one last line, a couple lines of code. I'm going to grab those. So it's a non-clip event, so it's going to run every frame. It's going to check, it's going to do a hit test against char. It's going to increase our score, and then it's going to teleport the parent, which is this specific coin, to it's X to 10,000, which is just an arbitrary number for, it's going to be off the screen, you won't be able to see it. Now if we run the game, I go and collect it, as you can see my points have increased by 1, and the coin has disappeared. Now the last thing we're going to do for this video is just quickly get the timer working. So just one thing about that, depending on whether you want your score, so if you want a timer that'll say how long it took you to complete the course, then you would set this to 0. And if you want a timer that's going to count down, so there's a time limit, you set this to whatever number you feel will work for you. For now I'm just going to use 100 because it's nice and even. I'm going to go back to the VCam layer. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to go to the backboard. I'm going to open that up. We're going to pretty much do the exact same thing we did over here. We're going to draw a text box of static and call it timer. And we're going to draw a text box of dynamic. And we're going to set that to this was a point box. This will be time box. One other thing I didn't mention is if you get any errors while working with dynamic text boxes, make sure you embed your font. And you want to just select just pretty much these. The most important one is all and numerals. As long as those are selected, it's usually numerals are not selected by default, and that might be why you're getting the error. So make sure that's selected, and then just hit OK. Now back in our VCam, go to the backboard movie clip. We're going to open it up. Got a handful of code to add. So we're going to add this bit of code into the enter frame. We're going to add the other bit of code into just at the top, because it's a load code. So we're going to create a new variable called delay. It's going to be 0. Delete this. We're going to set our time box's text to the global timer. We're going to increase our delay, and if delay is more than 1 times 24, we're going to reduce the timer by 1, and we're going to set the delay to be 0 again. This 1 times 24, I'm running at 24 frames per second, as you can see down here. So this is 1 per second. If you want it to be slower or faster, you just change that to 1. If I run the game, see that it works. So yeah, the timer ticks down, and all's good. Now, if we want to create a way to increase the timer, we can go back to the power-ups layer. We can go into library, go to our coin. We're just going to duplicate it, and we're going to call it time boost. Great. Drag and drop that in. Okay. I'm going to color it. How about a magenta? There we go. And then on this hitbox here that we have inside of it, instead of setting our score to 1, we're going to set our timer to be plus equals 10. 10. Run the code. Now if we hit that, it's going to increase our timer, as you just saw. I know this has been a long video, so this is the last thing I'm going to show you. Just if you want to add another coin or another timer boost, it's very easy. We made it dynamic, so just go to your library, grab the coin, and drop it onto the layer, power-ups layer, and now you can just walk. Let's see if we have 2 there. So you can have as many of those as you want. It's all dynamic. Sorry again about the long video, but tomorrow's video is going to be, we're going to do the titling screen, and we'll do a timer lose screen, we'll do a point win screen, we'll do a general win screen. I'll just show you how to make screens, and then you can make whatever ones you like from there.